Hi, I'm Patty N. Thank you for visiting my channel. Today we are going to talk about the Three Stooges. This video reflects my commentary and opinion about three men that we know through the Dan Markel murder case, which is of worldwide public interest. These men seem unintelligent, in my opinion. This video is going to include a comedic skit, and it's satire, and satire has to meet three criteria, and mine meets all three. The main thing you can't do is you can't include something that you know is false. Like, for example, if I have John Lauro in my skit, I couldn't say President Trump fired him, because that's not true. Okay, so I do my own research, and I also pull some stuff out of my weird brain. So let's have a little music.
I could walk away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head, I'd be scratching while my thoughts would be hatching if I only had a brain. I'd unravel any riddle for every individual in trouble or in pain. With the thoughts, I'd be thinking I could be another Lincoln if I only had a brain. Oh, I can tell you why the ocean's near the shore. I could think of things I never thought before, and then I sit and think some more. I would not be just a nothing. My head is full of stuffing, my heart is full of pain. I would dance and be merry, life would be a ding-a-dairy if I only had a brain.
So I got the idea to do this video from watching the sentencing hearing of Donna Adelson, which I got to stop watching because it makes me so mad. But anyway, the first person we're going to talk about is Harvey. Harvey was tripping over his own words, and it makes me wonder, did Donna write this? Because he didn't seem familiar with what he was saying. Now I'm going to show you one little part, and this is where first he refers to his grandsons as a grandchild in the singular, right? He has two by Wendy. He later refers to them as her. What the heck? All right, let's see if I can do this in my weird way.
Danny's parents contend that they have never seen their grandchild. But for years they say they've never seen her. But Wendy has shared with me pictures.
Okay, if you heard that, it was grandchild and then it was her, which is really weird. Of course, another thing he did to show what an idiot he is, he attacked Ruth and Phil and accused them of lying. He attacked the judge in his own courtroom and called him biased. He attacked the jury. He's living in La La Land. What's the deal with him? How did he ever get through dental school? Like, I don't know, maybe he's got dementia? Okay, let's move on to the old gas bag, Dr. Greyber. Oh my gosh, I gotta try to keep my cool while I talk about this because it really made me so angry. Anyway, you know, first of all, he's supposed to be on there to talk about sentencing and why he thinks Donna should be dealt with leniently, right? Oh no, he used Zoom so that he could get his second 15 minutes of fame, and he could criticize the judge for misinterpreting the sentencing law. Yeah, that's just ridiculous because this guy is an old has-been. He was in the House of Representatives decades ago. I guarantee you the sentencing law has either been revamped or, Addie, stop it. Sorry, revamped or even rewritten. So, you know, what's the deal? Like, is he suffering from ED and he has to find creative ways to feel powerful? I don't know, but now, Greyber said a bald-faced lie. He said judges often call him to ask him what was the intent of that sentencing law. That is not true, okay? Judges use established legal doctrines. If a law is ambiguous, they're allowed to look at legislative staff analysis and committee reports. Post hoc statements are barred. There's no after-the-fact testimony. Judges are strictly bound by the Judicial Code of Conduct. They are forbidden from engaging in ex parte communication. That would be if Judge Everett discussed the case outside of the courtroom with somebody else and didn't have the attorneys for both sides present. That's not allowed, and it's unethical. It also could be grounds for a mistrial or for someone to get a reversal on appeal. So I don't know how Greyber thought that was going to fly. Ridiculous. Let's see. Okay, I think okay, front page 2. Okay. Oh, it gets worse. Greyber claimed that sentencing laws about getting life without parole were exclusively for drug dealers and organized crime. But a conspiracy to commit murder is organized crime. Greyber's arguments heavily relied on systemic privilege and class-based biases. Okay, Greyber said life without parole laws are meant for drug dealers and organized crime and not for average citizens. You telling me the Adelsons are average citizens when they had a conspiracy to kill an innocent man in broad daylight, hiring hitmen for their convenience? He's delusional. Okay, by labeling Donna an average citizen, despite being convicted of orchestrating a cold-blooded murder for hire, Greyber was weaponizing social standing. Drug dealers and organized crime historically is racially coded. They're racially coded terms that disproportionately target low-income communities and communities of color. Makes me mad. Greyber implied that harsh laws are meant for those groups and not for people from his affluent social circle. His rich honkies should be treated with leniency. You know, they just made a mistake. But the minorities now, they're fundamentally dangerous. He also called this murder a domestic case. He minimized a violent crime as a domestic case. He is suggesting that violence engineered by wealthy people behind suburban doors is less offensive to society than violence committed in the streets. All right, that is, you guys know this whole thing really angers me because I keep threatening you guys I'm going to make a whole video about racism. I've spared you so far because I'm sure I would be very pedantic. But anyway, okay, so that's enough of the old gas bag. Now let's talk about Johnny Angel. All right. You know, didn't you think when you heard Wendy had a federal lawyer with all his experience, he's representing our president, it was worrisome? Like, I figured this guy would be really clever with his strategy, or at least intelligent, right? I was so bummed. I was so disappointed to hear the cliche things he pulls out of his back pocket without any thought. I remember asking Carl Steinbeck, was he worried when Wendy went to trial if she had John Lauro for a lawyer? And he said, not at all. The evidence is the evidence is the evidence. It doesn't matter who she has representing her. And boy, Lauro has certainly shown that with his lack of intelligent strategy. Now, let's go into some examples. Actually, I think I might do my skit now. Okay, this is my skit about how I think it went when John Lauro chose his strategy. This is purely satire. Ring, 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 ring. Oh, it's old Doe Eyes. Hey, Wendy, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Oh, Johnny, these ridiculous people have invaded my ivory tower, and they dare to demand that I should be held accountable and arrested. Johnny, be an angel. Do something. Oh, okay, dollface. I'll come up with something. Ooh, what to do? Oh, oh, my lawyer bag of tricks. Yes, I know I can find something in here. Thank goodness I have these. All right. Puzzle pieces. Ah, Rashi already beat me to it. Fanciful fiction. Already used that. Witch hunt. Use that for the Donald. Okay, what's this? It's got to be a better strategy. The hypnotic blinking defense. If Wendy blinks in Morse code, the jury legally has to acquit her. Oh, damn it. A lawyer who doesn't even know what contempt of court means? She won't be able to learn Morse code. No way. Okay, let's try another one. An immunity illusion. My client is happy to testify, and she's always helpful, always cooperative, but only if she receives absolute, irrevocable, universal, cataclysmic, and intergalactic unconditional immunity from legal accountability. I don't know. What's in here? The Holocaust diamond. Oh, yes. Wendy didn't take this out of the safe deposit box. This ring jumped out on its own, and it went with the boys to be converted to Christianity because it wanted to change its name to the Holy Ghost ring. No, everybody knows Holocaust diamonds don't eat non-kosher food. All right. What else do I got? There's got to be something. Throw your family under the bus. Was there a murder conspiracy? Yes! It was arranged entirely by her overbearing mother and her chaotic broski. My old Doe Eyes is just an innocent bystander who coincidentally moved to South Florida after the murder and was completely oblivious to why her family kept winking at her. I don't know. There must be something better. Yeah, it's gotta be. Okay. Running out. Okay. Lynch mob mentality, a virus permeating social media. That's it. That's what I'll use. Okay. Now, let's go back to talking about John Lauro. I mean, seriously, a lynch mob, a witch hunt, they're so cliche. They're not showing any creativity or strategic intelligence. Okay, now let's talk about John Lauro. Wendy was very poorly prepared for the stand. You can tell because she has such a convenient memory. If something suits her or puts her in a good light, she remembers the details. If it doesn't, she doesn't remember. That gives her a major credibility problem. It shows her to be self-serving about the details. Okay, Laura's strategy to have Wendy distance herself from Charlie and Donna, that forces her to throw them under the bus, and that makes her look opportunistic. Okay. Rumor is Wendy can't afford Lauro at her trial. Wouldn't this be awesome if that encourages him to recommend that she takes a plea deal? But I don't think that'll happen. I think she'll find a different attorney, one she can afford. Anyway, Lauro's legal strategy is a masterclass in cognitive dissonance. He claims Wendy is always cooperative. She is a saintly angel of cooperation and being helpful. But at the same time, he's demanding complete immunity. Otherwise, she'll plead the fifth on every question? Is that an innocent person? If she's so innocent, why does she need a legal hazmat suit? Fanciful fiction was just that right away. Lauro lost credibility because he showed he was willing to state something, sign his name to it in the newspaper when he didn't know if it was true or not. He didn't, because obviously it wasn't, because now we have Adelson's in jail. Fanciful fiction, my butt. You know what my grandmother used to say about people like this? She would say, he says everything but his prayers, and he whistles those. Now, here's one more. I researched this and I didn't know this. I did not know this happened, okay? Maybe it'll be new to you too. Lauro blasted the Markel Act. He called it outrageous and despicable. He claimed this was government harassment designed to bully a struggling single mom. Struggling with a wealthy family behind her? The sickening irony is she's only a single mom because they effing killed Dan. Let's see. I think that's it. You know what? I think I got through that pretty well without getting more angry. Honestly, I wanted to kind of keep my cool. Let's see. Now, let's have a little music as we finish up this episode.
It's not the right time to be sober. Now the idiots have taken over. Spreading like a social cancer is still an answer. That's a membership conceding. Tell me why now are all the stupid people breathing.
Thanks for watching.
Has flipped the bitch on evolution.